You are watching Co-op for Two, broadcasting live from Champaign, Illinois, Wednesday night around midnight, June 7th, 2023, turning into June 8th. We've got a little unscheduled stream tonight. In the Discord, we were talking about, well, shall we play a game? If we do we have enough time? We're going to try it. So before we get started, let's do some quick bookkeeping. Last streams were this previous weekend. We played Mythos Tales, Case 2, the second case we've played on the channel, and it was surprisingly good. And it makes me want to play more of Mythos Tales. There are 8 cases in that box. It's behind me there. And so I think I'd like to try to get those on the docket to play. There is a thread where we plan what games to play. You can find a link to it. It's a Board Game Geek Guild page, a Game Queue thread. There's a link to that on the About page of this YouTube channel. And also there's a Discord for this channel where we discuss last-minute stream planning. So if you want to have a hand in deciding what games we play, you might want to hop on either of those. And then we also played a fan-made crime dossier made by a 7-year-old girl, daughter of someone who watches the channel, which was quite delightful. So we could talk a little bit about what we want to play this weekend. I'm thinking maybe we would play another Mythos Tales case this weekend on Friday or Saturday, or we could play the latest Cryptic Killers, which is Murder at Merivale Mansion, which I've just gotten. But today, I think we should probably not play Mythos Tales. We should probably play one of the Deadbolt Society boxes. And that's basically what we've been doing on these short notice streams, because there are people who like to join for certain games, for the quality games, and I like to give them a little bit of advance notice. But the Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes, I have so many of them. In fact, here's our list of games to choose from. And I posted on the Board Game Geek Guild section for this channel that I just signed up for a subscription to Deadbolt Mystery Society. They're a little expensive on their normal cost, but they were just having a 50% sale for subscriptions, and so I've subscribed. So we'll be getting new boxes from them every month, and maybe we'll try to play them as they come out. So for today, if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to play one of those. Let me just check in with the chat, see how everyone is doing. Colby Higgs, Noah Salmon, Hugo Garcia. We've got some new people today. Not 100% new. Colby's been here. Noah I've talked to before. And Hugo as well. But so I think maybe as a group we should pick one of those Deadbolt Mystery Society games to play. Alternatively, we could play a case from Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective West End Adventures. I'm trying to think of games that no one will mind missing. That's really the Deadbolt Mystery Society games. Jonathan Warner's reminding us that Jonathan started a Fair Play Mystery book club on a Discord channel. And we're reading the first 60 pages of The Red Right Hand. He's got a link to the Discord. I'm a little late. I have to catch up and read. I've been working for the last couple weeks on this map data for the high and low detective game that I'm working on, and I'm really feeling overwhelmed by all the vast amounts of data for these New York City maps and directories. All right, so if everyone's okay with playing a Deadbolt Mystery Society game, the next question is, which one would you like to play? So I guess we'll have a vote. If anyone has any questions, they can ask. Let me just open this vote here. Which game would you like to play? Where's my... trying to think. Does that show? No. So which game would you like to play? Just type vote and then the name, or you can just make suggestions. Skeletons in the Closet is the game that Nicola wanted to play. Let me take a look at which ones are... Jonathan Warner and Nicola both are interested in Skeletons in the Closet. It's hard to decide just on the box, isn't it? I should get my list. All right, it looks like everyone's up for Skeletons in the Closet, so I think that's what we're going to play. I used to have a printed list which rated difficulties and told you a little caption, a little capsule review of what the game was, but Pink Drink wants to play the spider. Colby Higgs says anyone. All right, well, we've got 3 people voting for Skeletons, so I guess we're going to play Skeletons. I'm assuming that no one in the channel has already played Skeletons in the Closet. If you have played Skeletons in the Closet and you don't want to watch us play it, you want to play something new, then now is the time to speak up. Otherwise, we'll play Skeletons in the Closet. I need to get a screen that shows the chat. All right, let me stop. Let me turn off the vote here. All right, so we're going to play Skeletons in the Closet, Deadbolt Mystery Society. Let me just switch away while I get up and get it. All right. Shall we get started here? Is there anything else we need to talk about? Anything, any projects people have been up to that they want to say something about before we get started? We've yet to hit a really bad Deadbolt Mystery Society box. It's bound to happen to us sooner or later. That hasn't happened yet. This is a reminder that if you want to see more videos like this, you should hit the like button or do whatever your philosophy is for liking videos. Okay, let's see. Skeletons in the Closet. All right, we're used to this already. We know these instructions. Read everything, solve all the puzzles before you finish. Some puzzles work with each other. All right, so we've got a little bag here with a pill box. We've got open anytime library, open anytime study, open anytime kitchen, open anytime bedroom. Then we've got second floor sitting room. Needs a code to open. Don't open until you're instructed. Gallery, open anytime. Solution, when you're ready to solve it, scan that. All right. So beginning brief is in here. The rest of these, don't know why they were presented in the order they were, but okay, so we've got envelopes we can open at any time. A little unusual to have so many envelopes that are not locked. All right. Okay, little pill box. It says on the top, can you see that? You can, caution, not child resistant. Okay. All right, little sticker for people who play the game. This is their little collectible card that we don't read because it gives away stuff. Okay, beginning brief. I guess we'll start there. What's this? All right, let's start with our beginning brief. You are a member of the Will Street Detective Agency. You pull into the driveway of the Hudson estate and notice that all of the other vehicles parked there are worth more than you've made in the last 5 years as a private investigator. The sheer amount of wealth on display is staggering. Everything's ornate, polished, shiny, and oozes money. You're definitely out of your element. After a knock on the front door and a short wait, you're greeted by Bernard Willington, the butler for the late Walter Hudson. "Ah, good day. Come in," the older man says, leading you down a plushy, carpeted hallway to an opulent office. In the hallway, you pass by the living room and see 5 individuals sitting in silence with looks ranging from distaste to silent rage. The entire group exudes wealth and impatience. Entering the study, you see a man sitting at the desk. Bernard silently gives a short bow before leaving and closing the door behind him. "Glad you are here," the man behind the desk says as he motions for you to sit. "I'm Luca Meadow, lawyer for the deceased Walter Hudson. The reason you are here is most irregular. I work for a number of wealthy clients, and they all have their odd quirks, but Walter has taken the cake as the quirkiest of them all." "Why am I here, you ask?" "Well, the late Mr. Hudson left a very odd will. One of the stipulations of the will is that his death be investigated. The medical examiner, of course, ruled Mr. Hudson's death as due to natural causes. Mr. Hudson obviously had his own suspicions that something else was going on, and requested that your agency be put on retainer to investigate. To that end, as executor of the estate, I am here to ensure that happens. I have also been instructed to give you these, a recording and a letter. Listen to the tape first, then read the letter. I assume Mr. Hudson will explain more in his message." You may open any of the room envelopes at any time. So we're given free reign to this estate, and a recording and a letter. Okay, let's see if we can't find those. No QR code though. Okay, let's see. I think this is our letter. We've got a map of the place. That's nice. Where is our recording? Okay, I think maybe that's our recording. Okay, so we've got a recording to listen to and a letter. I guess we'll start. Let's see, actually. So here we are again. Those of you who watched the channel know that we now begin the painful process of finding out if the audio works so that I can hear it. So let's see what we can do about this. We'll try this first, and then if I can't hear it, maybe we'll take a break and I'll get it configured. All right, so how are we going to do this? Let's try it this way. All right, let's try to, but now I have things I can do where I can try to hear the audio if it's not going to play, but let's try it. Okay.
I, Walter Hudson, of sound mind and body, well, mostly sound body. If you are hearing this message, it means I am no longer among the living, and you at the Will Street Detective Agency are in possession of this tape. I have made a provision in my will to hire you upon my death, and no doubt the retainer has been paid to you by my lawyer. You should know my death was neither natural nor an accident. My family has many secrets. Originally, I had planned on revealing those secrets to the world, and that is what caused one of my relatives to murder me. I have left a letter explaining more about the situation and how to find my killer. I need you to help me expose the skeletons in each of their closets, Detective, and drag those nasty secrets into the light.
Okay, so for once, the audio played smoothly without hiccup. All right, so everyone heard that. We've got a guy who he says his family's full of secrets. He was going to expose some of them, and that's why he was killed. He suspects. He's coughing. Sounds like maybe he's been poisoned and killed slowly. And he wants us to expose the family secrets. Anything I missed there? Let's read his letter now, see if there's anything different in it. Here's his letterhead, Walter Hudson. I can't believe this is the end for me, but if you're reading this, then I've been murdered. At least I made it to my 75th birthday. Throughout my house, you will find clues I left behind that will reveal my family's secrets. They're skeletons in the closet, if you will. I had planned to make an event of exposing their deepest, darkest secrets. That is the real reason I invited them all here. But it looks like that won't happen now, or at least not by me. That's where you come in. I need you to go through and drag each of their sins into the light. Once you know what each one has done, that will help you identify who my killer is. I have left a number of items on my desk. Take them with you and explore my house. I have hidden messages in the study, library, gallery, kitchen, and bedroom. Look for my crest to find the messages in each room. They will tell you how to unlock each of the closets where my family skeletons await. It seemed only fitting to hide each of their secrets in there. In case you haven't picked up on this, I do have a flair for the dramatic. Once you have uncovered all 5 secrets, you will have what you need to access my sitting room on the 2nd floor. That's when things should really get interesting, and the person responsible for my death will be unveiled. Good luck, Detective. Signed, Walter Hudson, January 2nd, 2023. This case is obviously from this year. Okay. That's a pretty compelling little setup here. All right, so he's hidden stuff in all the rooms. He says look for his crest to find messages in each of the rooms. That'll tell you how to unlock the closets. So in each room, in a closet, is where he's put some information on the family. When we uncover 5, all 5, then we can go to the sitting room. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so each room of the house has a closet in it. Once we've uncovered them all, we go to the locked sitting room, which is there. And then the killer will come out. All right. And he says he's given us a couple of things. I guess those are all things in this initial bag here. Let's see what he's given us. A little palette of paint. Purple, black, umber, and blue. A business card, art appraisal, artwork at its finest with little squares of patterns and some numbers at the back. Looks like we've got our family member suspect cards. We know how this works. We've seen this before, how each one has a little dialogue from that person. do enjoy that system that they've come up with. So this will help us get to know our five suspects, five family members. We'll get that in a second. Here's interviews with the staff. Luca Amato, that's the lawyer we talked to. Bernard Willington, that's the butler who let us in. Sybil Fletcher, we haven't met her yet. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. A bookmark with the crest that says it's a great day to read a book. And on this side, which says, the monster comes before all. The almighty dollar enchanted imagery. Put your feelings into writing. Delight and preconception. A few smart guys. Film stories. A century plus one pastries. Okay, that's kind of weird. And some sketches with stars. Don't know what to make of that. It looks like we've got our 5 family member suspects. These are punch-outable. If I had to guess, I'd guess this is just to let us put people on the map and plan, because here we have a map. So I'm thinking maybe the game is like set up so you could punch these people out and put them in, keep track of them in different rooms, because I don't think there's anything relevant on the back. It's just to help you plan. All right, so here's a map of the estate. It doesn't look like there's anything important on the back. I'm gonna try to fold it to get it to lay flat. All right, so here's our map of the house. I love when games have maps. And here's Walter Hudson, the guy who died. I love having a little map just to help me think about where everything is. Let's see. So here's the sitting room on the 2nd floor. I assume it's the sitting room on the 2nd floor. Where we go. Okay, so we've got library, which is there. The study is there. Kitchen. Bedroom. Oh, I've got multiple bedrooms. And then the gallery, which is here. All right. We'll leave this out for us. There's our guy, Walter Hudson. Here are our family members. Jessica Hudson, Everett Hudson, Veronica Miller, Harlow Hudson, and Renee Hudson. All right, so only one doesn't share their last name. Was this the ex-wife? Let's see. You have to forgive me. I haven't processed that Walter is really gone. He was my older brother, and while we never got along, I figured there would always be time for us to reconcile and be a proper family again. I know it may seem like I'm here only for the money, but I'm also here to mourn for the loss. I regret not knowing him better in life, and I promise to use the fortune to honor his memory. After all, he was involved in so much, from real estate to producing movies. I can't believe Walter's really gone. I remember when my husband Ernest died. I felt so lost and alone. I never healed from that, and this has torn that wound open again. Okay, so she is a younger sister, taken a maiden name Hudson, taken the name of her husband that died. So did she kill off her previous husband? We don't know. Previous husband is Ernest, probably going to be Ernest Miller. All right, let's see, who is Renee Hudson? She looks like trouble. Renee says, I knew coming here was a bad idea. I haven't seen any of these people in so long. I figured Walter had reached out because I was finally going to get my hands on the fortune, but instead I have to wait while you and the lawyer handle a bunch of red tape. Between you and me, there is a reason I haven't bothered to really be part of this family. The others are all bad. I've never trusted any of them, and this confirms that something is up. I don't buy Jessica's theory that the money is gone, and Arlo seems extra angry. Walter would be a fool to give any of them the money over me. I just want this to all be over. I have my eye on a new house, and this money will help ensure I live a good life. All right, not much to be said here. Let's look at what Arlo has to say. My half-brother passes away, and instead of leaving me part of his fortune, he makes me wait around for you to do whatever it is he asked you to do. It's kind of ridiculous. I understand you're only doing your job, but this is clearly the sick joke of a dead man who hopes to somehow punish me from beyond the grave. You're being used as a tool in his game. I'm here to collect an owed inheritance, not be subjected to an investigation. Money's rightfully mine. No idea why the others even bothered to show up. I've waited this long for him to croak. However, so I guess I can wait a few hours more. Hope the old man left me his bourbon collection. If I remember correctly, he had a nice selection. His favorite vintages were anything before 1972. Half-brother. Okay. Next up, Everett Hudson. I have no idea why you're here, but if it gets me the money, then the reason doesn't matter. Walter was always a lover of theatrics, and this just goes to show how far he will take a joke. He died and left me the fortune. I have no doubt about that. Walter was an unlikable eccentric. No one really liked him, but we all tolerated him in hopes of getting paid once he died. He and I did not always see eye to eye, but I'm the oldest among his nieces and nephews, and therefore the rightful heir to the fortune. There's no need to muddy things up with wild accusations. But since it's a condition of the will, just go ahead and humor the fool. Do whatever it is you are hired to do. Just be quick about it. Can't stand to listen to Jessica and Aunt Veronica argue over who will get what from the house. I told Jessica if Aunt Veronica loves the art here so much, she should just let her have it. But Jessica won't let it go. The rest of us couldn't care less about the art. Okay, Jessica wants the art, huh? And here is Jessica. Why are you even here? This is a family matter. Walter was always one for a joke, and I wonder if this is just another one of his. I even wonder if he still has any money left. My brother Everett always said Walter favored gambling, but luck never favored him. The money's probably long gone, and this is just some way to get away with it. If that is the case, why is Everett waiting around? I think he's scheming, but what else is new? Did they ask you to be here to help decide who gets the money, or because you think something happened to him? The hospital said he died of natural causes. He was old. Nothing suspicious about that. All right. Not a huge amount of detail from all these people. They all want their money. So youngest, oldest to youngest, probably something like that. All right. Brothers, nieces, nephews. What's her relationship? Not too many details on these people. All right, we'll just put these people aside for now, and then we've got Hudson. All right, so those are our people. We don't know which one's secrets are in which room. I suppose we should learn about the staff members too now. Staff interviews. Okay, let's hear from the lawyer, Luca Meadow, Esquire. I've never dealt with anything like this, but then again, Mr. Hudson was not like anyone else. I was expecting to read over his will, sign a few papers, and get in a round of golf today, but here I am, coordinating an investigation into his death. Mr. Hudson was always an odd fellow. Take the artwork in the gallery, for example. All of it is to be sold, except the painting he did himself, which is an abstract piece. He says it stays here out of public view because he always wished he could start over and paint it again. Mr. Hudson had a particular order in which he would use his paints, and he wanted to switch the order he used, the black and the orange. So it sounds like it's talking about this. He always had a particular order. He wanted to switch the black and the orange. Okay. Here's Bernard Willington, the butler. Mr. Hudson was a truly great man. I have worked with him for nearly 36 years. No one knew him as well as I did. If he believes someone killed him, I have to believe him, and I implore you to uncover who it is so that justice may be served. Mr. Hudson lived such a colorful and exciting life. It's a shame to see it end over some familial disagreement. The last I saw of Mr. Hudson was in his study. He was reading something and muttering about third words. Aha, muttering something about third words. So maybe every third word here comes the enchanted something. Okay. Every third word. Okay. Sybil Fletcher, housekeeper. Mr. Hudson was such a sweet man, and he really seemed to care for all of us here. He lived such an eventful life with lots of traveling, movie making, and charity work. I don't know why anyone would want to hurt him. I have worked here for 29 years. I don't know what I will do now. Mr. Hudson always loved my cooking, except he insisted he make his favorite snacks himself. Strangely enough, it looks like he was making himself a snack the day he died, but he never got around to eating it. I admit he never had an eye for presentation, so I might have moved a few of the foods around. I only swapped the pineapple, the mustard, and then swapped the cheese and tomatoes, that's all. Probably something we're going to find in the kitchen. All right, well, she wanted to keep her job, so she's probably not our murderer. Okay, so we got a couple clues here. Every third word he says, something he was reading in the study. This is the gallery. So each of these people are talking about a different room. He's talking about the gallery and piece of art that he wanted to switch black for orange. He's saying the study, he was reading something every third word, and she's saying kitchen snack being prepared, something she swapped. So we've got three rooms that these three people are talking about. So we might want to start at those rooms. This looks like a clue of some sort, but we're not sure what. All right, well, that's a good start. Maybe we take a little break here now that we've got our setup before we start to try to tackle puzzles here. Anything else to talk about in the chat before we take our break? It's taking a break a little early. We've only been on the air for 34 minutes or so, but it seems like we probably should take a break. This is where you would stop if you think you want to buy and play this yourself, or if it's not for you, we'll take a break and come back and we'll get started. So I'll see you in 8 minutes. Okay, we're back. Time to start solving this. So it feels like our first angle of attack is going to be these staff interviews, each pointing to one of 3 rooms. Well, let's start at the top. The gallery. He says, artwork in the gallery, all is to be sold except the painting he did himself, which is an abstract piece. He says it stays here out of public view. He always wished he could start over and paint it again. He had a particular order, and he wanted to switch the order. Notice there's some writing on this will, too. I don't think... Oh, crest here. Probably not a clue, but... Okay, so let's start there. Let's open up the gallery. There's the gallery envelope. Open anytime. Just cut these. Is it better to leave the map out or put this stuff out of the way so it doesn't distract? All right, so here's the items in the gallery. We've got a locked gallery door. Reminds me of Escape from the Asylum game. There's the QR code to scan it. That's the closet where the secrets for one of the people, one of our 5 suspects, will be. We don't know which one. 3 items in the gallery. Maybe we'll bring this up, put this out of the way so we can focus here. All right, so here are the items in the gallery. This, which we scan when we want to solve it. 3 paintings, which are meant to be sold. Something interesting in the corner here. What is that? That's his crest. He said he put his crest on clues for us. That one looks like it's rotated. I could be wrong though. Okay. Does anyone know the artists behind these famous paintings? I had to guess. I'd guess that's Degas. But these all look of a recognizable style, but I don't know the painters. All right. Then we've got this thing here. Now we are told by the lawyer that that looks like that's the painting that it's talking about here. They're all to be sold except the one he did himself. Abstract one he did himself, and he would do it in a different order. So it looks like, look at this, you can see the order, right? Like purple, then the black was on top. Sorry. We know the yellow was before the blue. But it could be yellow, purple, black, blue, or it could be purple, yellow, black, blue. But it looks like this is the order he normally painted in. First he did the purple, then he did the black, then the yellow, then the blue. But that wouldn't work. If you did black first and then yellow, you wouldn't have this. But he wanted to do it again and reverse the black and yellow. Okay, so if you reverse the black and yellow, you get purple, then the yellow, then the black, then the blue. That's consistent with that. But I'm not, that would mean this is painted with the new order. Not sure how that's a clue though. I'm not sure how to use that. But then what have we got here? we've got, this is a weird looking clue, huh? We've got some shapes: square, circle, pentagon, triangle. Then we've got some other things that aren't quite full shapes. Use the painting under the ballerina. Okay. That seems to say to use that. Once you know the value of art, use the painting above the man. Okay. The painting in the center of the art display. Finally, use the painting in the center of the art display. Okay, that would be the woman. Now use the painting the man is looking at. Okay. That could be this one or this one. Finally, use the painting at the top right of the art display. Then use the painting above the storm. Now use the painting the woman looking to the right sees. Okay, so each of these tells us which painting to use. But this one says finally use this, and this one says finally use this. So I wonder if we're supposed to figure out the order, like use this one could be first or this one could be first. And then here, okay, so here this looks like, look, we've got a triangle, a circle, a square, and a zigzag. That's the zigzag, circle, square, triangle. So if you had to guess, you might guess that we're just going to use these 4 shapes in this order or the fixed order. So starting with purple triangle, we've got 1 triangle. Once you know the value of art, use the painting above the man. So I don't know what the value of art is, but that's suggesting that we use this one first. And then, do we think this is the, we think it's not this order, it's this order. It's hard to know if we're supposed to use this order or this order. But let's say we use this order. That would mean we'd use the zigzag first. So first, once you know the value of art, use the painting above the man. And then now use the painting the woman looking to the right sees. Okay. Then the yellow thing, which is a triangle. Then use the painting above the storm. And then finally the blue square. Finally, use the painting in the center of the art display. Okay, so clearly, whether it's this order or this order, we've got 4 shapes that we read in, that gives us 4 of these. Okay, so each of them tells us things. So we've got 4 paintings in a specific order. But it's still not clear exactly what we do with those. However, we don't know the nature of the answer to this puzzle. So it may be that when we scan this, it just asks us for the order of the paintings. So let's scan this and see what it wants. Oh, numerals only. Let's remember, the way Deadbolt Mystery Society works is all of the answers are PDF passwords. So it's not going to tell us what it wants. It's just going to want a 4-digit password. But how do we get numbers from these? We know the first number. The first numeral is going to be purple triangle. Once you know the value of art, use the painting above the man. Okay, so what we need to know is what numeral do we give to this one? What value of art? Ah, look. Look at the back of the business card. Okay, so the chat figured it out a little bit before me. The business card was similar, had numbers behind the order. But he said black and the orange are reversed, but he told us that he changed his mind. Okay, so yes, here is our ordering. Okay, let's put this away. Here we go. There's our ordering. Now, let's write it out here. All right, skipping the part about the changing his mind about the painting order for black and orange for a second. Let's see. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. First, we start with purple. And the purple is the triangle, and it says, once you know the value of art, use the painting above the man. Okay, the painting above the man is this, which is our 8. So our first number is 8. Now, let's settle on what we think this means. It feels to me like, we've seen this kind of thing before. It feels to me like the original puzzle was just this. With this guy saying he wanted to change the order. So it feels to me like if you looked at this, you'd know the order was purple, orange, black, blue. But then they said and then we're supposed to change the orange and black. And then the designers decide that's too hard. Let's just give them the correct ordering. So this, I believe, is the correct ordering, and you wouldn't even... It feels like it shouldn't have given us this, like we didn't need this. But okay, this is clearly the opposite, the swapped order, right? Here the yellow came before the black, here the black comes before yellow. But I think, so this is the one that we're supposed to use. So that means the second color is black. Black is the zigzag is here. Now use the painting the woman looking to the right sees. Okay, the woman looking to the right sees this painting, which is the 3. Okay, third color is orange. Orange is the circle. The circle says, then use the painting above the storm. That's the ballerina. Her number is a 4. So next digit is a 4. Lastly, we have blue. Blue is the square. The square says, finally, use the painting in the center of the display. That's this woman. She's a 6. So this is blue. So here's the order, 8, 3, 4, 6. Anyone disagree with that? If you do disagree, you'd be swapping probably these two, but I think this is right. Any thoughts on whether that's right? Both of you think these should get swapped, huh? And that it should be 8, 4, 3, 6. All right. Well, we will try them. But just to figure out your logic, you both think I should swap them. This is the painting he did, right? And everyone's in agreement that this is not this order, right? Because clearly, if you did the purple, then the black, then the orange, this wouldn't be on top. So this order is this order with these two positions swapped. And we're told that he wanted to repaint this in this order. So my question for you is, why would you do it in this order instead of this order? So you guys think we should do it in this order. rather than this order. If that was true, why would we need this? That's the only thing that's and why would we need the instructions about swapping order? Seems to me that the only reason there's the swapping of order instructions is to not follow this order. So that's why I think it's this one, but we'll try it. I saw there was a little hiccup of the camera. John, says, I think I see what you're saying, but I think the only order is meant to be gleaned from the easel. Well, that's the order I used. I used this order. Purple, black, orange, blue. Okay, anyway, we'll try these codes. It's going to be this one or this one. All right, let's try it. Okay, skeleton's in the closet. Okay, here's our password. So I think it's going to be, where's my thing? I think it's going to be 88346. Click OK. Nope, you guys were right. Wait, no, I thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be 8346, and you guys say it's 8436. Okay, so you were right. With a click, the lock comes off and you set it on the floor nearby. As you stand back up, you're startled to see Renee standing in the room. You kick yourself for not hearing or noticing her approach. Where's Renee? Okay. Renee came into the room. Detective, I wanted to see how much longer you would be. I think this whole charade should be over by now. Renee's tone is one of practiced annoyance, which fits given that she's not used to being told no. I'll continue my investigation until I deem it complete. You can return to the sitting room and await my findings, you say, waiting for her to leave before turning back to the closet. You may open the gallery closet door. Oh, that's Jessica. You're right. Oh, it's Renee. Renee, who reminds me of Fatal Attraction. This is the dangerous one. All right. So Renee could be the one whose secret is in here. So let's punch out these things as we find them. We're going to take Renee's little thing, and I'm going to put her on the map where she is. She's in the gallery. Okay. I'm finished with these. And now let's open up the gallery and see what we found. Jessica is beautiful and unassuming, which is good cover for her line of work. There are a number of third world warlords and dictators that can thank Jessica for their hardware. Her import-export business is covering for arms dealing. First, use the numbers 5713. Okay, so actually, I was right. It's Jessica's secret is in the gallery. Remember, she's the one that cares about artwork, we were told by one of her nephews or nieces. Let's see. I told Jessica if she loves the art here so much, she should let her have it, but Jessica won't let it go. So Jessica loves the art. Here she is. I'm going to put her secret. Well, I don't know whether we should care about who visited us there or whose secret is there, but I'll put the person whose secret is there. Okay, so Jessica's secret was in the gallery. She's an arms dealer, and she's got some numbers. So let's just put her in there. All right, and then presumably we're probably done with these. So we can put those aside and move on to our next puzzle. Okay, next puzzle is the butler talking about reading, mentioning something about third words in the study. So let's go to the study. Check Jesse. Okay, let's see what we see here. Maybe put the cards in the closets to mark secrets, but keep the tokens in the rooms where we actually run into them. So you think I should put Jessica in the closet about the arms deals. Renee in the gallery. All right, let's put Renee. I'm going to put Renee in the gallery as well. Since that's where she went. Maybe you're right. Maybe if we need to track who's where, we're going to need them on the map. All right, let's try it. Let's go to the study and see what we've got in the study. Okay, in the study we have our closet door. We've got a typewriter, which is not laid out the way it should be. QWERTY typewriter. It's almost QWERTY, but the letters are moved around differently. There's his symbol. And then we've got his symbol here. Let's see what this says. The word for each sentence has been passed down by Desmond Copperfield. It's a start, but there's more work to come, said attorney Mark Graham. The trial at the courthouse yesterday was the first of many cases covering allegations of fraud and embezzlement. It'll be a long road sorting out this mess, but it will get done, said Graham. The first move is out of the way. With the right luck, this trial should wrap up quickly. With only 7 days until the next series of cases, the jury will have their work cut out for them. All that's left to do is watch as the case unfolds. Now that 3 new witnesses have stepped forward, the prosecutor's job should be easy, but it's up to the jury to decide. Hopefully every one of the victims who suffered from this will be able to get justice. With what's left of the company, there is hope the victims will be awarded some form of restitution. Now, with 2 days to go before a decision is reached, everyone is eagerly waiting. Okay, so a bunch of interesting things there. It felt like there were a lot of directions there, like right, up, left. The word for each sentence has been passed down. All right, and then remember we were told about every third word. And we also have a bookmark which you might think we're told he was reading in the study, so this could be related. All right, well, let's look at every third word here. If we were doing every third word here, it would be what? For, has, down. That doesn't sound right. Start is to attorney. Okay, that's not right. The, each, and no. For, has, down, Copperfield, no. All right. Let's look at this again. He was in his study, he was reading something, muttering about third words. I would guess that start would be a word. So if we go start is to attorney, that doesn't seem right. Looks like the chat's probably already figured it out. Do I really want to look at the solution already? Let's see. Maybe just third word from each sentence, one word per sentence. That's a very smart idea. The word for each sentence has been passed down. Okay, yes, the word for each sentence. So third word, start, at, a, move, right. Okay, so that's clearly what it is. I guess we're gonna have to write it down. If we were, it would be easier to Xerox it and circle, but let's just try it. Okay, so the third word of the first sentence is start, then at, next sentence is a, next sentence is move, and then we have right, 7, left, 3, up, 1, left, 2, that's it. Start at A, move right 7, left 3, up 1, left 2. Okay, so clearly we've got letters here. Okay, it says start at A, move right 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Left 3, 1, 2, 3. Up 1, left 2. Okay, so that's E. All right, so that's that. Okay, so we've got the letter E. Do we now combine it with this? Because surely it's not just the letter E. Okay, so I think the chat is just saying what I've already done. But then, probably we need all the letters. Sorry. Start at A, I'm not just I don't care just about the final letter. I probably need every letter. Okay. Start at A. We moved 7, we got to R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A to R. Then left 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, which is G. Then up 1, U, and then E, argue. I see. Okay, yes, you're right. Quite right. All right, that was kind of fun. All right, so password for the study is going to be argue. Let's scan it and find out. Okay. Argue. What's happening? Why doesn't it like it? No caps, no spaces. A R G U E. Surely that's right. What's happening? How can that not be right? Because it's opening gallery instead of the other one. Why would that be? Okay, didn't open the right one. Study, let's try again. Download file again, study unlock. Why doesn't it want to show the study unlock? It's a little odd. Let's try it. Study unlock. Yes, download it again. Okay. ARGUE. What's happening here? What's happening here? That's the right password. I think it's just opening the wrong one for some reason. I think it's just opening the wrong file. We're using a different program because the previous one we used study unlock. Maybe this will do it. Hmm. Well, there was nothing else in the study, but there is this bookmark. I mean, clearly we've got the right. I mean, we would not have gotten a real word out. There may be some. Oh, you know what? I can see what's wrong. Let me show you. Let me show you what's wrong. Here's the keyboard. Okay, what do you notice about this? What do you notice? Here's another little mystery. This is a problem with these programs that are that are hiding the password when you type it. It's a flaw in the design of this program that I can't tell it to show me what I'm typing. That's right. Jonathan noticed this. Caps lock is on. So I'm going to turn caps lock off. And now it's going to work just fine. ARGUE. Ugh, ridiculous. Okay, more detective work. With a soft metallic click, the lock comes off. As you grasp the handle, you hear approaching footsteps in the hall. A moment later, Arlo stands in the study. Arlo has walked in. Well, detective, any luck discovering some horrible plot to kill my older and paranoid brother? Arlo's tone gives the contempt away plainly. I will continue with my investigation until I see fit to end it. Until then, leave me to my work and return to the sitting room. You say. Arlo purses his lip, turns on his heels, and stomps away. So if we're keeping track of who's meeting us where, Arlo just met us in the study. So I think maybe what we'll do is, so we don't lose track of this, let me just gonna keep people who met us. So Jessica met us in the gallery. No, it wasn't Jessica who met us. This is why we got to keep this. It was Renee. Renee met us in the gallery, and Arlo met us in the study. But the gallery was about Jessica. Okay. So I'm going to keep track of the people who met us places. All right. He wants the bourbon, Arlo does. All right, let's put these aside now. We didn't use this yet. Okay, let's open this. Let me check in with the chat. I don't know what exactly. Could have something been sneaky with the wording, passed down, past this misspelled. Yeah, I mean, you can see that we played Escape from the Asylum, and we frequently came up with answers, and we were like, is this the right answer? Isn't it? No idea. You can see this is the better design for a puzzle. You trace on this typewriter, right? And we got a word, argue. We knew that was the right answer. There's no way you could get that by chance. So we knew what the right answer was. The only question was there another step? Or was I typing it in wrong? And again, because it's a good design puzzle, there's not another step. That would be gilding the lily. So it was just a matter of figuring out why it wasn't taking it. Okay, here's the study. Creak. My dear half-brother Arlo has too much time on his hands. Instead of finding something productive to do, he hunts. But he isn't satisfied with hunting the mundane. He enjoys making trophies out of endangered species. The slime ball gets a kick out of being the one to kill the last animal of its kind. I also know that while he was in Africa, he collected blowgun darts along with many untraceable poisons. fourth, add 2 to the last two numbers. So with our first gallery, we got first, use the numbers 5, 7, 1, 3. So it looks like we're going to put, if we open all of these rooms and get the secrets, we're going to get a sequence of a complete sequence. So this is the fourth step. All right, so this is about Arlo, who also met us there, and this room is about him. So let me put him off here. I'll just put these up there. Okay, so where's my room? So in the study, Arlo came in, and this is in fact about Arlo. Arlo's secret. All right, and we're done with this puzzle. And these are the two people who showed up here. All right, next. We've got one more puzzle from our workers. Sybil Fletcher telling us about a snack in the kitchen and what she did. Okay, so let's head over to the kitchen. Let's see what's in the kitchen. Okay, there's our kitchen closet we're trying to open. There's the cutting board. Little marble cutting board. Here it is. He went to make a snack. Guess it's probably like this. No, I guess it's like this. Okay, so there's his crest. There's the things he made. I'll just bend this a bit. Okay. And then we've got, it looks like, the key to the kitchen is found in the proper pairings. Okay. So 4 different kinds of pairings. Blueberries, olives, cheese, olives, ham, olives, cracker, and cheese. That could make you a snack, or this could make you a snack. All right, and what does she say? She says he made a snack. He never got around to eating it. I might have moved a few of the foods around. I only swapped the pineapple and the mustard, and then the cheese and the tomatoes. So if she swapped the pineapple and the mustard, those would be switched, and then cheese and tomatoes would be swapped. What's this about? And then, so we swap these. And then here's the key. You might guess that this is a 4-digit key. I will note that this, no, this is 3 rows. That's only 2 rows. So maybe that's not related. The key to the kitchen is found in the proper pairing. Sounds like we're supposed to do her swappings. So maybe we could just try to mark where things are swapped, but then how do we get so let's see, let's just do this here. So pineapple and the mustard. So this is mustard. This is pineapple. This becomes tomato. This becomes cheese. All right, so those are our swaps. Now, what does this mean? The key to the kitchen is found in the proper pairings. So one possibility is that one of these sets is what we see. Let's see, blueberries and olives, those are near each other. Cheese and olives are near each other. Ham and olives are near each other. Cracker and cheese are near each other. So this is true now. What about this one? Tomato and pineapple, yes. Ham and tomato, yes. Blueberries and mustard, yes. Ham and olives, yes. Pineapple and mustard, yes. Pineapple and olives, yes. Okay, so those are paired next to each other. Tomato and ham. Mustard and pineapple. Pineapple and olives. Okay, so all of these are going to be true. But now I wonder if this doesn't mean we're supposed to draw this pattern. So if we make a 3x3 grid, let's see if this doesn't draw us out letters or numbers. So you can see this, right? Blueberry with olive is there. Cheese and olive with our new place is there. Ham and olives is there. And cracker and cheese is there. Okay. This looks like it could be a 4 if we wrote it this way. And then the crest is our key. The channel says, and Tina says, the crest is over here. So this is the way it should be. Okay, so there's our 4. First digit's 4. Okay, next up, tomato, pineapple. Ham, tomato. Blueberries, mustard. Ham and olives. Pineapple and mustard. Pineapple and olives. Okay. Our next one is a 9. Some graph paper might have made this a little easier. Okay, next one, tomato and ham. Mustard and pineapple. Pineapple and olives. Olives and blueberries. Olives and ham. Mustard and blueberries. I guess there's our 6. What did I do? Blueberries and olives? Blueberries and olives, yes. Okay, there's a 6. And our last one is tomatoes and ham. Mustard and pineapple. Olives and pineapple. Mustard and blueberries. And then ham and olives. What did I do wrong here? Tomato and ham. Pineapple, tomato. Oh, it's this one here. Mustard and pineapple. Olives and pineapple. Okay, 3. 4, 9, 6, 3. And Tina says, don't make a grid, just do dots. You're right, that would have been a little easier. All right, 4, 9, 6, 3 is what I get. Pretty cute. I mean, look, you gotta give these people credit. Like the fact that the crest tells us which way to orient it. But if you didn't do that, you'd still get it and figure out that you should rotate it. Different possible 4 codes, that makes sense. You can infer that, and then you have to do a little tweak on it based on this. Pretty cool. Probably if you didn't do this, you'd get things that almost looked right. All right, 4963. Joy Buzzer says, imagine being me, walking into the stream and hearing this guy read off random ingredients and drawing random lines on a grid. Well, it's true. If you walk into any of these streams, it's going to be confusing. All right, here we go. Grateful to be on the right track. With a click, the lock comes off. Grateful to be on the right track. You pause before opening the door when you hear someone enter the kitchen. Turning, you see Everett. Do you honestly expect to find anything beyond the paranoid antics of a dying man behind all of this? I came to get in a snack since this is obviously going to take a while. You watch as he leaves with the charcuterie board. As the door closes behind him, you turn your attention back to the closet. You may now open the kitchen closet card. All right, so Everett has turned up in the kitchen. Let us mark that in case it's important. Everett in the kitchen. Let's put him on our list. That Everett showed up in the kitchen. All right. And now we're done with these. Let us open our kitchen. My dear sister Veronica is not as innocent as she seems, though I could never prove it. I believe she killed her husband. As a former pharmaceutical researcher, she has the knowledge and resources to make a death look natural. I know she's also ruthless. She pushed for the implementation of many drugs that were not thoroughly tested. Again, she managed to avoid blame and now lives a comfortable life that was built on the death and suffering of others. And it says the third step is to swap the first and last numbers. Okay, so Veronica is the one whose secrets are in the kitchen. All right. And we've got a bunch of steps. But now we've done our 3 puzzles that we were given suggestions from the workers about where to go. Now I guess we can open any of these. Remember, we can open these any time we want. So I think maybe we just open these 2 and look at them. All right. Let's take our 8-minute break. We'll come back. We'll head into those last 2 rooms, see if we can't figure out who is the real murderer here. The sister seems pretty likely with her ability to poison people and make it look like natural causes. She's still my number 1 suspect. I'll see you in 8 minutes. Okay, we're back. 3 closets opened full of secrets. We've got an arms dealer, a hunter of endangered species, and a sister who's involved in pharmaceutical malpractice. 2 more rooms with skeletons in them. The bedroom and the library. I might guess that the library is the one with this bookmark. So let's start there. Okay, there's our closet. The back of the closet's got some library books. Let's take a look here. This may be the bookshelf of, it's clearly from a library. I was going to say, could be the bookshelf of one of our people. Speed reading book, but it's actually an actual library book. Dutch dictionary, Yiddish. French. So these are all language books, if that's of any relevance to us. Foreign language books. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so this one is scored so that you could tear it up. So you can actually take these books and move them. Oh, I see. It just wants to come apart. I don't even have to do anything. Okay. So it looks like each book has a letter that could be rearranged. All right. And then we've got a board here. There's his crest. So this is the right way up. All right. Let's break these up so we can actually move them around. All right, let's look at what we've got here. We've got colors: red, green, blue, black, brown, yellow. And then we've got titles of books. Let's get them all on screen here. Pride and Prejudice, Frankenstein. What does that one say? Love Notes, Great Screenplays, 101 Cookies, Special Effects and Movie Magic. Okay, and then this was our other thing we got in the beginning of the game, which seems like there's a good chance, if it's about books, that this is related to us. So let's see what we've got. The monster comes before all. Okay, that sounds like Frankenstein. Then the almighty dollar. Okay, which book here is about dollars? I see. This looks like it's money is what this book says. Let's just look at that. Money management. Okay. All right. Then comes enchanted imagery. That's probably special effects. Then put your feelings into writing. Maybe love notes. Delight and preconception. Pride and Prejudice. A Few Smart Guys is The Three Wise Men. Film stories are screenplays. A Century Plus One Pastries is 101 Cookies. All right. So that's the correct order according to this. Now, what's our next step? What have we got here? 6 spaces here, but 8 books. And here's 5 by 3, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 white spaces. This might be telling us the general pattern of skip every other one. So if there's 8 white spaces, could we line these up with these? U, A, E with H. I wonder if these go in these spaces like this. That's what it is. These go in these spaces. That's why there's 8 of them for the whites. Okay, so that's what it's telling us. We're going to replace the whites with these and then read it and use the black letters. I figured it out. I look in the channel and the channel's already figured it out. I gotta work very hard to beat the chat. All right, so we've got U, S, E, T, E, N, F, O, U, that was our U, right? Now we've got 3 more. R, S, E, V, E, N. So that was our replacement. That was our replacement. Whoops, sorry, you can't see. That was our replacement. F, U, S, V, N. So replacing all the whites with books, we get U's 10, 4, 7. I mean, I feel like these Deadbolt people are just, it didn't take us an hour to figure it out. We figured it out, but it's clever. It's multi-part. It's clever. And this diagram is showing us basically what to do here. It's like a tip about replacing certain things. You can see there's 8 white spaces. That made us think 8 letters. That's where they should go. You can try a bunch of things, and when you figure it out, you know you've got the right answer. So 10, 4, 7. Use 10, 4, 7. So 1, 0, 4, 7, I think. Okay. So let us scan it, see if we can't open up the library. Boy, that's downloading slowly. Okay, library. 10, 4, 7. With a click, the lock comes off. You start to turn the handle, but a cough from behind you causes you to jump. Huh? Turning around, you see Bernard in the doorway. Whoa, it's the butler. So sorry, I wanted to see how the investigation was going. Mr. Hudson had such a great collection of antique books. He collected them from all over the world. Could I bring you a cup of coffee, perhaps? Declining, you ask Bernard to return to the sitting room and wait for your work to be done. Okay, that's weird. We've got Bernard in the library, not one of the children, but instead Bernard the butler, trying to get us to drink some poison, maybe. All right, well, we're done with these. Let's put these aside. That was the fun one. Let me make sure I save it unprotected. That's our system. And in fact, that's why we do that, because otherwise you can't go back. All right, hopefully we won't need to come back. All right, let's see what our library secret is. My nephew Everett has always been good at spending his own money, but he's even better at spending other people's money. His Ponzi scheme netted him millions and left so many destitute. The court proceedings were a joke. Everett managed to squeak by with a modest fine and a slap on the wrist while managing to keep most of his ill-gotten fortune. The second step is put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, so the library had the secret of Everett. All right, so it's only Renee's secret that we don't know yet. And the butler was the one in the library. All right, next puzzle, next room to go into at least, is the bedroom where Renee is. Looks like we've got a Fatal Attraction situation playing out here at the Walter Hudson house with Renee, otherwise known as Glenn Close, in the bedroom. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here. A pill container, a little piece of vertical paper with a pill symbol. Let's see, let's do it that way. Okay, pill symbol. Here we've got a dual color pill, yellow and red. There's our yellow and our red. Pearson's RX, start dose on Wednesday and then go in order, take until gone. So start dose on Wednesday, take in order. So take in order until gone. Well, let's just look. If we went Wednesday, if we went in this sort of yellow, white, pink, black, yellow, white, pink, black would be wrap, W-R-A-P, and then A-R, Oh, okay, wrap around. It's telling us to wrap around this around something. All right, so let's do this first. So what are we doing? We're starting with yellow and then we're going in order. So if we start at the yellow words, we get W, then R, A, P, and then we go to red, A, R, O, U, N, D, wrap around. Then we have a black is next, which is P, and then we go to red, P-I. Oh, it's going to say the pillbox, L, L, B, O. B, O, and then we want a pink. Oh, pill bottle. T, T, L, wrap around pill bottle. Then we have a green, just T, H, 3, 3. And then we got red, just T, I, M, E, S 3 times. Now we want pink, L, I, K, E, green, A, yellow, S, P, R, I. Wrap around the pill bottle 3 times like aspirin. Okay, so I put the pill bottle away. Clearly, that's pretty clever. So this is gonna go around this, huh? Wrap it around it 3 times like aspirin. I don't know why the aspirin is there, but look at this. Open the door using my birth year. Did you guys see that, boy? Open the door using my birth year. Like a spring, I see. Like a spring. I didn't do the last word. Aspirin and spring. Okay. Like a spring. All right. So it doesn't matter. We would have gotten, but thank you. That's a good catch. Like a spring, not like aspirin. Okay. So his birth year, huh? His birth year. Okay, well, I guess we do know that information, right? I mean, I put all this stuff away, but we know that he had his 75th birthday, right? And we do know the date. So he's written that in January 2023. And he says, at least I made it to my 75th birthday. So 75 years minus 2023 would be what? 1950 minus 2. 1948, or am I supposed to do plus 2? Let's just see here. 1948 plus 75, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1948. All right. Birth year, 75th anniversary. All right, so I get 1948 Although, could I be off by one? Aspirin is Aspirin is also spelled differently. There would be an I in there. Okay. Daniel Kahneman, whose book, a Nobel laureate in economics, writes a book about fast and slow thinking that I've talked about a couple times. I just finished it, and I highly recommend it. But one of the things he talks about is how the fast automatic system is very prone to mistakes, and you have to stop it and slow it down if you want to avoid making those mistakes. And you could see how something like this triggers that. It's like all the spelling, all the little errors, like a spelling error, gets overlooked if you're fixated on a possible solution. All right, so I got 1948, although I'm always potentially off by one on those kinds of things. So let's just see, and if it's not 1948, it's something very close to it. Where's our camera? Bedroom. Here we go. Knock, knock, knock. Let's see if Renee is in there. 1948. With a satisfying click, the lock comes off. You hear footsteps in the hall and pause, watching the open doorway. A moment later, Sybil appears. That's the housekeeper. Feather duster in hand. Sorry, detective. I wanted to do a bit of dusting. To see if you had uncovered anything, she says. There's Sybil. Assuring the woman you're hard at work, you direct her to go sit and take a break. Yeah, you guys got to calm down here. Just sit in place. All right, I'm going to write down that in the bedroom, the person who showed up was Sybil. And let's see if these are indeed Renee's secrets that we're uncovering. Okay, I think we're done with those puzzles. Let's see what Renee has to say for herself here. Renee was always my favorite. I have a soft spot for the rebels. Of course, she didn't just rebel against her family, but society as a whole. Years ago, she got involved with organized crime. Renee now runs drug rings in several large cities across the country. I lack the proof to take her down, but I know enough to get the right people on her trail. Fifth step is subtract 1 from the first two numbers. Okay, so these are Renee's secrets. Okay. So I don't know why we needed these things. Maybe we might still have use for them yet. Game's not over. All right, so let's work out our puzzles here. So starting with this one, that's fourth step. This one says fifth step. This one is second step. This is the first step. This is the third step. Okay, so those are our 5 steps. Let's walk through them. First step, use the numbers 5, 7, 1, and 3. Okay? 5, 7, 1, 3. Okay, that's the first step. Second step, put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay? So 1, 3, 5, 7. Now, next step is swap the first and last numbers. Now we have 7, 3, 5, 1. Okay. Next, add 2 to the last two numbers. So I guess that means 7, 3, 7, 3. We added 2 to the 5 and 2 to the 1. And then lastly, subtract 1 from the first two numbers. So that gives us 6, 2, 7, 3. So that sounds like our code for the sitting room. Any disagreements? All right, assuming no one's disagreeing with me, let's see if it's right. Jonathan says it seems right to him. Okay. Envelope unlock. Here we go. 6, 2, 7, 3. Just as with the other locks, this one clicks open and allows you to pull it away as you cautiously open the door to the second floor. The low rumble of conversations emitting from the sitting room assures you that no one else has noticed you or your latest discovery. Closing the door quickly behind you, you now stand on the second floor of the Hudson Mansion. On a nearby desk is a letter from Walter, which seems like a great place to start. Hopefully, you're closer to uncovering the truth of just what happened to Walter. You may now open the second floor sitting room envelope. Okay. So where are we on the map here? We've walked up the stairs. Stairs aren't listed here, into the sitting room. Or maybe they're not even, this is the sitting room on the first floor. We're not even there. All right. Let's open this up. All right, we got a bunch of stuff here. We got a typewritten weird set of codes here. A locket. Looks like it might go there. Kind of feels like a sticker. Okay. Then we've got some rum or liquor. A quilt of some sort with letters. The letter from Walter, which we'll read in a second. What's the code to open the safe? Where do you look after you have a drink? So we've got two puzzles here that are probably related to these three things. And let's look at Walter's note. If you're reading this, it means you've managed to prove yourself worthy to uncover the truth that one of my family members did indeed kill me. I dare not reveal anything further in the event it is one of them reading this instead. What little proof I do have is locked away in my safe. To open it, you will need to have a drink of my favorite vintage bourbon. After that, you'll know where to look. Okay, so he's saying that to get in his safe, which looks like it's going to be digits only. In fact, it says digits only. And he says to get in the safe, you need to have a drink of my bourbon. So first we have to do this. Where do you look after you have a drink? And then here's the bourbon. Okay, well, what have we got here? Certainly seems like it would be natural to sort these by year. There are some duplicate years, but different heights. So I wonder if you sort by year and then by height. Let's just take a quick look. 1960 looks like it's the oldest that I see. So just to do a quick test, it would be 1960. I see 65, 66. Let's see if that's plausible. RT. A. That does not sound very plausible. Is that really the first one? 1960 is an R and then a T. Okay, well, that's a problematic for that theory. Oh, but wait, we were told... the brother told us. That's right. That's right. I was remembering that myself. We're told he likes only drinks after a certain year, right? What was that? What year was it? Let's find that where it said that. Which one told us? Which one told us that he only likes liquor after a certain year? His favorite vintages were anything before 72. So only before 72. All right, let's just see if we can't. But then, okay, so anything before 72. So we've got a D, U, M, B, W, A, I, T, E, R. Dumbwaiter. So where do you look after you have a drink? We're going to look in the dumbwaiter, I guess. All right. So yes, we remember that the brother told us the odd thing about how he liked drinks before 1972. So that's an example, a fairly rare example, but it happens on these Deadbolt games where it's less of a traditional puzzle and more like a cold case document game. In other words, it's a little bit of deduction there and remembering that there's a piece of information to use rather than a puzzle. And I like that. I mean, I love that there's a bunch of that. Okay, so we're going to say that after we have a drink, we're going to look in the dumb waiter. Glancing around, you see a small recessed panel on the wall. Sliding the panel up reveals a dumbwaiter, and on it sits a note in the same handwriting as the other notes from Walter. Taking it, you're left to determine how it can help you open the safe. The Hudson family guilt can reveal many mysteries. It's as simple as ABC. The colors represent the changes one goes through from now and back into the past. Blue is 1 step back, yellow 3 steps back, pink is 2 steps back, green is where it needs to be. Okay, well, let me make sure we save this. Doesn't, yeah. Protect, remove security. Okay. All right, let's write this down. Blue is -1. Yellow -3. Pink is -2. Green is 0. All right. ABC is what it's as simple as ABC. Okay, so we've got this and we've got this. And it's not clear. To open the safe, we want this code, and seems like we're already on the 0. So it's not clear that that's important. It's as simple as ABC. Colors represent the changes. Let me look at this again. So we see the safe. We dumbwaiter. We see the note. We want to use this to open the safe to get us a series of digits. The quilt has the secret. Okay, it does explicitly say it's the quilt. It's as simple as ABC. Colors represent changes. One goes through from now and back into the past. It's as simple as ABC. So it's clearly telling us that these go together in one puzzle. It's as simple as ABC. Pink is 2 into the past. Blue is 1 into the past. Yellow is 3 into the past. I see. So pink is 2 into the past, so it's 2 letters before the H, right? So F. These are the only 4 colors here. So the H -2 letters is an F. The blue -1 letter is an R. The green stays the same, that's an O. The yellow goes back 3. Which is an M. And the pink is -2. H. The yellow is -3. Where's my... It's hard to count that way. Okay, we did the H. Pink is, or did we do the H? Fromh, J. Okay, then the H yellow goes back 3, 1, 2, 3, which is E. The C pink is 2, which is an A. The blue -1 is an R. T, green stays the same. V goes back 3, which is an S. Then the O. Q, yellow, goes back 3. N, pink, goes to L. It's going to be here. Z goes to Y. From hearts only. Then green U stays the same. T goes in S. E stays the same. From hearts only, use. Now we've got a Q yellow, which goes to N. Pink W goes to U. N blue goes to M. Pink D goes to B. Blue F goes to E. Green R. V yellow goes S. From hearts only, use numbers. Pink F goes to D. L yellow goes to I. Pink X goes to V. J goes to I. S. Yellow L goes to I. Green B stays B. A yellow O goes to L. Pink G goes to E. Blue C goes to B. From hearts only, use numbers divisible by. Okay. Blue U goes to T. H. U is going to be 3. Pink G. F. E. Okay, from hearts, only use numbers divisible by 3. Okay, so that's that. A little bit of work, but we've got it. Now, it sounds like we got to use this with this. From hearts, only use numbers divisible by 3. So TRE AGB7 maybe it's saying that we find the numbers divisible by 3 and then look at the letter that comes right after it. So our first divisible by 3 number is here. I mean, there's our numbers divisible by 3. We've got a 15, and then 45 is divisible by 3. 24 is divisible by 3. 9 is divisible by 3. 72 divisible by 3. 21 is divisible by 3. 46. No, 36. But now what are we doing with those? Hearts. I see. We put this on the 15. Look at this. We put this on the 15. And then we use this letter. So cute. So cute. Okay, so S E F S E F, not S A F. S E F V. Let's just write it down. S E F V. This is not quite working, but it's got to be right. It looks like this F doesn't belong. What did I say was divisible by 3? S E. Oh, I don't know why I got an F. There's my F. Well, 24 is divisible by 3. 3 times 8. Huh. All right, let's just keep going. Seems like that might be something I'm misunderstanding. E and 7 I N E seven. That's got to be 1, right? 7 1 4 6. So where did I get that? 7. Huh. Okay, let's see what the chat says. This is basically about right, but something's gone slightly wrong. There is a 6 at the front. There is a 6 at the front that I missed, I see here. All right, where is that then? Oh, that was our first one. Use. So it's not use. It's not you. Oh, I see. There's 9 and 5. Okay, I see. Wow, that's interesting how easy it is to make that mistake. Okay, so I missed something here. U S U S E, use. And then why did I think there was, oh, there is an F. It's 5. That's what it is. So 87 must be divisible by 3. Yes, 87 is divisible by 3. So there's an I in there. Okay. Use 5946. 5946. Yeah, I missed the 87, which was this I, and I missed the U, but missing the U is what killed me, because then I got what looked like a misspelled 7, but with the U, it's very clear. Okay, use 5946. This is pretty cool. This was pretty cool. And this little hint about how to use it. Okay, pretty cool little multi-part puzzle. All right, let's open the safe. Seems like we're almost done here. Where's our safe? There. All right. Here we go. We're opening the safe. This game's just about over here. According to my clock, oh no, 52 minutes for the session. All right, let's open this safe. All right, this is exciting. 5946. You sigh with relief when the last tumbler falls into place. Opening the safe, you find a letter written in Walter's handwriting. I believe I've fallen victim to a deadly poison. The best I can tell, it was in my soup. I can feel the poison already working. There's no time to call for help. I'm a dead man. So with my last moments, I'll try and recall what events led up to me eating dinner. Hopefully, the one who finds this can figure out who had the opportunity to poison my food. The only ones in the house at the time were Bernard, Sybil, and my family. I trust Bernard and Sybil with my life. I know they would never try to murder me, unlike the vipers I have as family members. Sybil made the soup and left it in the dining room. Around 6:10 p.m., now let's read it and then we'll come back and make notes. Around 6:10 p.m., I was in the library at the time reading a book. All 5 of my family members were in the living room at the time. After a few minutes, the drug lord and the hunter came into the library. The drug lord went to the gallery and the hunter was perusing the shelves. Then I heard someone from the living room go to the powder room. The two left in the living room got into a heated argument in the way only siblings could argue. I heard the person leave the powder room and go to the gallery, and shortly after, the drug lord came back into the library and picked up a book. The hunter then left and went back to the living room, and one of the people from the living room went to the powder room. I heard the hunter say, "You shouldn't let your sister talk to you like that." Then the last person in the library left and went into the hallway. I was alone in there. I heard the person leave the powder room and talk quietly with someone in the hallway. Then I heard one of them go to the gallery and the other go to the stair hall and go upstairs. Then I heard the two in the gallery talk about art. They started arguing over who would get which art pieces. I heard the person from upstairs come down and go into the dining room for a few minutes, then leave. Around that time, I finished my book and asked Bernard to bring the soup to my study. Okay, so what we've got here is quite an elaborate little logic puzzle that relies on knowing some details about the different people. So let's remove the protection and let's get out our pieces here and start moving them around. So it's clear that we're meant to use these to move people around. But we might want to take a break and print it out. Yeah, I think probably that's a good idea. All right, well, it's time for our break. So we're going to take a break. I'll print this out, and then we'll walk through it. It looks like we're going to have to know which of these people are sister and brother, and we know what their secrets are. So it seems doable. It's just a matter of walking through it. All right, we'll take a break. I'll see you in 8 minutes. Okay, we're back. The chat seems quite pleased with this final little puzzle. Nicholas says, I love this final puzzle. It's an appropriate way to end the story, pulling all information together in a gorgeous, elaborate setup. John says, fun that the final logic puzzle is designed to feel a bit more like an investigation. Okay. So I agree with all of that. All right, so here's our map of the house, our 5 people, suspects, and here they are up here. Let me just put them in proper order here. Arlo, Renee, Veronica, Everett, and Jessica. All right, let's go through this now. Okay, he says he's been poisoned in his soup. It's hard for me to read this way. I'm gonna have to do it this way. Okay, so at my last moments, I'll try to recall what events led up. Okay. The only ones in the house are the family and the servants. He trusts the servants, so it's not them. Sybil made the soup and left it in the dining room. Okay, so I'm going to put Sybil, a little character here. I'm going to call her. She left it in the dining room. Where is the dining room? Maybe I need to put this off to the side. Okay, so dining room here is the soup. Oops, let's get rid of this. Okay, in fact, let's make a little thing for soup. So there's where the soup is. At 6:10 p.m. in the dining room. Okay, next up. He says, I was in the library at the time reading a book. Okay, so I'm going to say there's him. He was in the library, which is there, reading a book at the time. The family members were in the living room. Okay, so all the family members are in the living room. He's in the library. There's him, the old guy on the cane, reading a book. Okay. Now, after a few minutes, the drug lord and the hunter came into the library. Okay, so the drug lord, the hunter is Arlo, right? Let me see. Arlo is the hunter. Okay. And the drug lord is Renee, right? Renee is the drug lord. Okay, so Renee, the drug lord and the hunter come into the library. Then the drug lord, Renee, goes into the gallery, it says. Guess you guys need to see that. The drug lord went into the gallery, and the hunter stayed in the library perusing the shelves. Next, I heard someone from the living room go to the powder room. The two left in the living room got into a debate in the way only siblings could argue. So 2 siblings are left in the living room. The other one goes to the powder room. So who are the 2 siblings? Is it Everett and Jessica? Surely those are the ones that are old enough to be siblings. Let's make sure these 2 are the siblings. My brother Everett always said, okay, so there we go. Those are the siblings. They stay in here while the other one goes to the powder room. Next, I heard the person leave the powder room and go to the gallery. Okay, so our woman here leaves the powder room. Jump, 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 jump. She goes to the gallery. Okay. Shortly after, the drug lord came back into the library. Oh, I guess he went to this. The drug lord went to the study to read a book. And then it says he came back to the library, picked up a book. Sorry. Shortly after, the drug lord came back into the library. So the drug lord comes back into the library, picked up a book. The hunter then left and went back to the living room. So he goes back to the living room. One of the people from the living room went to the powder room. Okay, so one of these three. One of these three goes to the powder room, but we don't know which of the three. So let's just make a note that one of the three, we don't know which one, but presumably we're going to hear next. I heard the hunter say, "You shouldn't let your sister talk to you like that." So that means that the hunter and Everett must still be in the living room, and it must have been the sister who left to go into the powder room so that these two guys can stay and talk. Okay. Then the last person in the library left. That's the drug dealer, Renee. She leaves and goes into the hallway, and I was left alone in there. Okay. So she's the last one in the library. She goes to the hallway. He's left alone. Then it says, I heard the same person leave the powder room and talk quietly with someone in the hallway. Okay, so the powder room woman is Jessica. She comes and she's talking quietly with Renee in the hallway. Then I heard one of them go to the gallery and the other go to the stair hall and go upstairs. So of these two, one of them goes to the gallery and one goes up the stairs here. But which, we don't know. But let's see if we can find out later. It says, so one went to the gallery to be with this person. Okay, then I heard the two in the gallery talk about art. They started arguing over who would get which art pieces. So we know that Jessica is the art person, right? So she must have been the one to go to the gallery. And Renee must have been the one to go up the stairs. And then these two can argue about art. Okay, and then it says, I heard the person from upstairs come down and go into the dining room for a few minutes. So the person from upstairs, which is Renee, the drug dealer, she comes downstairs. She goes into the dining room where the soup is. And then she leaves the house or leaves somewhere. Around that time, I finished my book and made my way, asked Bernard, the butler, can you go get my soup? Sure. He goes. He gets the poisoned soup that's been poisoned by Renee, brings it back, gives it to us where we get poisoned. Actually, he brings it to us in the study, it says. Okay, so there we have it. Renee is the drug dealer. And that last part is based on Jessica being the one arguing about art. And we know that because the rest of us couldn't care less about art, but Jessica, according to Everett, is our art lover. I told Jessica if Aunt Veronica loves the art so much, she should let her have it, but Jessica won't let it go. The rest of us don't care. So Jessica and Veronica are the art lovers. So they're the two that end up in the gallery arguing about art, leaving Renee to do the poisoning. So there we have it. There's our answer. First name of who killed Walter Hudson and what did they use? Okay, well, we know they used poison, and we know their first name is Renee. So the answer, therefore, is Reneepoison. First name, and what did they use? Renee Poison. But all lowercase. Okay, here we go. Any objection to that? We acted it out with pieces, and she's back in the kitchen, fainted. Okay, why am I opening this? We gotta scan it. All right, here we go. Okay. Reneepoison. Everything up to this point has led you to the conclusion that Walter Hudson was indeed murdered. You pause and begin to go over the facts up to this point and attempt to ensure you've missed no other detail. You may now open the solution envelope. That's kind of a weird way. Shouldn't it be saying you're right, it's Renee, or you're wrong? Okay, here we go. So the solution is in the only thing that this contains is the solution. We've got a full 2-page solution here. And we're going to call Renee in. Let's see what happens here. You have successfully completed Skeletons in the Closet. Renee. Poison, you whisper with realization. With the proof now in hand, you compose yourself and prepare to confront her. After placing a call to the police and your boss, you make your way downstairs. Pausing just outside the living room, you check to make sure your pistol is still holstered at your side. You may need it. As you enter the room, the conversations immediately stop, and all eyes are on you. You scan the room. Everyone is here, including the servants. Bernard sits off to the side at the piano. You let your eyes linger on Renee a moment, but are quickly distracted by Arlo, who speaks first. Detective, I assume you've completed your little investigation, and we are free to collect the money owed to us now. Because you know everyone in this room is used to getting their way, you decide to do things on your own terms and not give Arlo the satisfaction of a quick resolution. You push the door to the sitting room closed and turn the lock with a soft click. You pause for an additional moment just to make him wait. He eyes you impatiently. I've completed my investigation, and I've discovered that Walter Hudson was indeed killed. Sybil gasps at shock at the news. She begins to cry softly. Dun dun dun. The deep tones from the piano cause you and everyone else in the room to jump. Everyone turns their attention to Bernard at the piano. His hands, however, hover mischievously over the keys. "Sorry, sir," he says sheepishly. "Walter was killed by someone in this room. The police are on the way, so until they arrive, we wait here." Let's just check out this scene here. So everyone's gathered back in the living room, including the butler and the Sybil, who's passed out crying, and us, but not Walter. Okay. "Walter was killed by someone in this room. The police are on their way, so until they arrive, we wait here." The room is filled with gasps, sighs, and cries of surprise. Then something shifts in the attitudes of those in the room, and everyone begins to look at each other accusingly. "Who killed Walter?" Veronica asks insistently. You're considering whether to reveal that information when a crash causes everyone to jump. Looking up, you see Sybil standing near a vase she knocked over. "I'm so sorry," the grief-stricken woman says. "I cared deeply about Walter. Why would anyone do something like this to him? Tell us who is responsible. Tell us the name." As you squat down to help her pick up the broken pieces of the vase, there's another shriek. This time it comes from Jessica. Turning to see what is amiss, you're immediately knocked over as a limp form lands on top of you. Knocked flat on your back, you find yourself face to face with Renee, who's been knocked out cold. In her hand is a knife that no doubt was headed for your back. Scrambling quickly to your feet, you secure the blade and check her pulse to make sure she's still breathing. "What happened?" you ask, the stunned room before noticing the butler nearby. Clutched tightly in Bernard's hand is a golden trophy. The inscription on the bottom reads, "Best Director, Walter Hudson." "Bernard, I appreciate it," you begin. Bernard holds a hand up to silence you. Well, this is a little showdown here. She tried to kill us, and he saved us. "I can't keep this up. I suppose it's time you know the truth," Bernard says as he begins to pull roughly at his face. Gripping his chief, he tears the skin away. Yet no blood appears as one would expect. Instead, you realize the man is not who you thought he was. There's someone else wearing a mask. Everett is the first to make the realization. "Uncle Walter?" he says, puzzled. A moment later, the truth is revealed, as the man you believe to be Bernard removes his wig. Then, there, standing before you, all is Walter Hudson, very much alive and smiling. Suddenly, there's a pounding at the door. "Police, open up!" You hurry over and unlock the door, and soon the estate is swarming with police officers who arrest Renee and begin interviewing everyone else. You're left with Walter, who takes a seat and motions for you to join him. "Well, Detective, I must thank you for your help. I suppose you'll want an explanation." "That would be helpful," you admit. Walter nods and smiles. "Well, my years spent in filmmaking not only gave me a sizable fortune, but also allowed me to make lasting relationships with experts in the field of special effects. Some of those friends helped me to transform myself into Bernard, which allowed me to watch the investigation myself and keep an eye on everyone. I knew after I revealed all their secrets I would make some enemies, but I never expected someone to try and kill me. It wasn't until the latest visit from the family where someone tampered with my notes that I knew I had a target on my back. I didn't think the entire scenario out properly, and I settled down to have a bowl of Sybil's famous vegetable soup for dinner when everyone left. Bernard sampled the soup just before I began to eat to ensure the food was being served perfectly. He died almost immediately. Bernard had no friends or family. I was the closest thing he had to a friend, and I felt guilty that he had been caught in the crossfire. But I was also angry at whoever had tried to kill me and unwittingly taken the life of someone that had been part of my household for years. That's when I hatched a plan to expose the one who poisoned that soup. I moved quickly and made a few calls to make it seem like I was the one who actually died. Bernard was buried in my place. A close friend at the coroner's office and I are the only ones who know this fact. I will be amending the headstone in Bernard's memory. The loss of Bernard will haunt me forever, but thanks to you, we have avenged his death and exposed Renee's treachery. My family consists of troubled and entitled individuals, all with skeletons in their closets. They all deserve the same fate as Renee in some ways, but our justice system isn't perfect. Today, however, is a win. You helped me, and I cannot thank you enough. I'll be in touch with your office soon to pay double the rate, and I will ensure I am at your disposal should you ever need me. Case closed. So there you have it. Renee is our culprit. She's going to jail. She got knocked out trying to kill us. And Walter Hudson, still alive. The butler was the one who was killed. Well, let's hear what you thought of the game and of the finale. But I guess first we take a very short break, 3-minute break. And we'll come back and talk about the game. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay, we're back. You're watching Co-op for Two. We finished Skeletons in the Closet, a Deadbolt Mystery Society game from 2023. Taking us about 3 hours to play it. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it, and then I'll give you mine. Let's check in with the chat here. Let's see if I can bring this over in case I want to show any comments here. So let's see if we can bring this up here. John says, solid Deadbolt entry, a little on the easier side. Might have been missing a bit of the element Jesse likes where you're not sure what you need to solve the puzzle. And Tina says, puzzles I thought were on the easier side, but the game was enjoyable. Only other nitpicks I might be that the quilt puzzle bordered on a bit of busy work. Jesse might have been right about the painting puzzle not needing the easel. John says, well-designed puzzle with clear solutions. Wrapping the message around the pill bottle was fun. The final logic puzzle was very thematic. Jonathan Warner says, maybe not at the very top, but definitely at the high end of the series. Hugo says, pill bottle puzzle was pretty cool. Nicholas says, this was smooth sailing. The initial puzzles could be solved in any order, which would allow a group to split work if they wanted to. Pretty easy, but enjoyable throughout. Solid puzzle design. Surprise ending might have been unnecessary, the poor butler. Okay, so let me give some thoughts here. First of all, we're all in agreement that these puzzles were on the easy side. Might be the easiest set of puzzles of all the Deadbolt Mystery Society games we've played, in fact. None of them really gave us, slowed us down. There were very few times when we didn't know what to do. And there were a couple that had a little bit of busy work, but I would say, so this is rated as a 6 on the difficulty scale, and you remember how they rate these things. They release them monthly as a subscription service, and then they ask their subscribers to rate the difficulty, how difficult it really was. So this is a 6, which is not on the super lowest side, but it can go, they go all the way up to 8s or so. I think the average is about 6 or 5. So this is rated a little bit easier, and we definitely found that to be the case. However, though, sticking with the puzzles for a second, I would say there were some very cool little puzzles here. A very cool multi-part little puzzles. I kind of like the shape painting one. I liked the one where we moved this around. I mean, these were pretty cool. The Deadbolt people continue to impress with their puzzle design. I mean, there's something kind of fun and unusual. I don't remember that we've ever seen that. And it's fun that the puzzles require multiple parts, right? It's like this requires this sticker and was decoded through something else. So it's also in contrast to, this is a great example to play this after we play that Escape from the Asylum, because it's so clear how the system is designed properly that when you get the right answer, you know it's right. Like, it's spelled out a word, so you know that's right. And there are lots of little subtle clues that constrain things. Like, okay, there's 8 spaces and there's 8 letters, so we're pretty sure this goes with this. I would say in general, the puzzles were easy but enjoyable and fun. And depending on your level of experience with the group, you could get stuck on a puzzle for quite some time, but you will figure it out. I mean, that is really a success here. And you can see one of the other things that this game uses frequently is spelling out numbers. So it's common that you'll be like, okay, you have to open the safe with 4 digits, but that doesn't really help you so much because the solution could come in text form and it could spell it out. But I would say these were enjoyable puzzles, even if they were on the easy side. Some of them quite cool, like wrapping the pill bottle thing. And as has been pointed out, I think by Nicola, the fact that with many of these Deadbolt Mystery Society games, you can tackle puzzles in different order. You don't have to do them linearly, but there are these bottlenecks, these sort of checkpoints that you can't proceed until you solve the rest of them. And it's not just, Nicola was saying that's useful because if you have a group, you could split up and do different puzzles. I guess that's true. But for me, more importantly, it means that, although it didn't happen to us, you could get stuck on a puzzle and be like, okay, let's put that aside for now. Let's work on this other puzzle in the meantime. And I like that. There was a little multimedia. There was an audio thing we got to listen to. And in general, the pacing of everything was good. Okay, so that's the puzzles. Now, not talking about the final puzzle. I'm not talking about the narrative. For me, though, the thing that the Deadbolt Mystery Society people, writers, do so well is the narrative threading throughout these puzzle games is so enjoyable to me. I mean, this was a fun case, and it's a good example of, skilled writers knowing how to balance how much to put in here. But all of these cases, and this one in particular, this one I think might have had some of the best sort of narrative satisfying story, is you get a nice big intro that explains how you got called in and what you're supposed to do, and then you get a little bit of information about each of the 3 workers, servants, and then you get each person, that's each suspect, you've got their photo, but then you've also hear from them in their own voice. And that's very engaging. It makes you care about solving it. And then one thing that I liked in this game that we don't always see in these Deadbolt Mystery Society games is several places where what you need to solve a puzzle is some deduction. I guess maybe calling it deduction is a little stretching it, but you need to have paid attention to the narrative story. That's a better way to say it. So it's a little bit of that. Normally these puzzle games are just pure mathematical puzzles. You're looking in front of you, you got the 3 parts. But here, some of the puzzles required us to remember that someone said something about the kind of wine he liked. Someone said something about his birthday in a letter. That makes a huge difference in enjoyment for me. Like, I love that. That's what I want in my puzzle games. Like, it's a little bit of both worlds. We get puzzles, but you always say you have to keep your eye open for the narrative and also clues in the narrative. And that was enjoyable. And then I think of all the Deadbolt games, this one had the best, or one of the best little finales. And the fact that we're using this spatial map, which I love whenever something has a map, so we can imagine where people are and what they're doing. So they give you this map in the beginning, and then you sort of use it just for fun while you're figuring out what's happening. But then this last puzzle, this last logic puzzle, works on so many different levels. First of all, it's a fun logical puzzle, which makes use of all the facts you've figured out about people. Which one is the illegal hunter? Which one's the illegal drug dealer? Plus facts on the back of their cards, which ones love art, whatever. And then gives you this whole little story that where you're moving these people around using constraint satisfaction to figure out who poisoned you. They were nice enough to give you these little tokens. They didn't have to do this. You could have figured out that you would need to, write little piece of paper with their names on it. That would have been okay. But the fact that they give you these to make it easier for you to do this spatial reasoning was very satisfying. That was a very satisfying way to end the case and find our culprit. It was a little cliffhanger. And it wasn't until we got to the end of the reconstruction that we figured out who really was the murderer. And then we type in the murderer, and all of a sudden it says to open up the solution card. And instead of, there are cold case games that are all about narrative that have a 2-paragraph solution. Instead, what do we get from a puzzle game? We get a full 2-page, well-written, Agatha Christie style showdown story with a little twist and great pacing, very cool story, very satisfying, and there's this good writing about how the butler's there at the piano. And when you read that, we didn't say anything about it, but when we read this story, right? Okay, look at this. We've called them all together to have this showdown, right? And the butler's at the piano, right? And we say, he's been murdered. And we go, and we hear dun, dun, dun. And then we look over at the piano. Everyone jumps. It's the butler who played those sounds on the piano. Now, when I read that, I was like, that's a little presumptuous of the butler just playing on the piano, making those sounds. First of all, is the servant allowed to sit down at the piano? And all these rich people, and he's playing little mystery sounds? Well, it turns out there's a reason for that. It's not the butler, it's the guy. That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. If Anna was here, she would have said, Anna's our historical person. Anna would have said, the butler would never sit down to the piano and be playing in this master's house. But it made complete sense. It was a very satisfying ending. So one of the better narratives of all the games. And I suppose, the only con here in this whole thing might be the ease of the puzzles. But I've said it before, and it's really true for me. Of all of the games we play, the Deadbolt Mystery Society games are the games that have enough satisfying narrative and there's so many of them that I kind of almost like them on the easier side. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like an enjoyable little roller coaster ride for 3 hours. And I don't know how they're so consistently good. It just is shocking to me. I keep waiting. We're going to find a bad one, but we haven't found it yet. Nicholas says the finale was very satisfying, something that was missing in Dark and Stormy Night, for example. This is a recent game, so I think it's an indication that Deadbolt are refining their skills. I'm trying to remember Dark and Stormy Night. I've liked them all, but it is impressive that Nicholas says they're getting better at it. I guess with these kinds of things, I always think of, people getting better at things, but they also get lazier and complacent and burn out. So I just am impressed that this is a recent game from them. They've been doing this for 5 years or so. I'm just impressed that this was not a lazy box. This was quite the opposite. This was sort of an elaborate box that went above and beyond, having this nice big map and these little cutouts. This is quite a skilled hand here, especially with this logic puzzle. These are not trivial things to design, and I don't know how they're producing these once a month. It just seems like it's just very It's very impressive. Very impressive. All right. Any other final thoughts before we wrap it up here and say goodbye? Pretty fun. I really did enjoy the narrative of that one quite a bit. And good choice of box. Whoever the group seemed to know that this was one worth playing. All right, if there are no further thoughts, Jonathan says, feel refreshed now. Well, I got to go back, ready to return to the code. Yeah, I got to go back to that GIS coding after we hang up here. It is stressing me out for sure. Well, part of it's stressing me out because the libraries I'm using, which is this Python libraries called Pandas and Geos Pandas, there's some oddities about it, and it's not something I'm that familiar with, and there's some weird things that happen. And the other thing is they're huge data sets, so like I start running it, it takes a half hour, then it throws an error, and then I got to fix it and rerun it again. So it's the delay between writing code and seeing when it breaks is so long. It reminds me of the old days. The old days for me, when I was starting to learn how to code in the late 70s, early 80s, you would start a C program compiling and you'd go eat dinner and come back and it would be done. And that was in advance from the really old days before my time with the card punch, where you would have a university computer, you'd write your code on punch cards, you'd submit it, and the next day they'd come back with the results. You got a bug in your program another day. So things get faster, but it is like going back to the old days with the long turnarounds. All right, so that was fun. Thank you for joining me. We'll discuss on the Board Game Geek Guild and in the Discord, both of which you can find links to on the About page of this channel, what game to play next. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more lead time if people want to join. For this weekend, I'm thinking either Cryptic Killers, Murder at Merivale Mansion, or another Mythos Tales game. You let me know. We'll figure it out. I'll see you on the weekend.